morning. So today's session is AC through RLC circuit. We have seen AC through pure R, pure L and pure C, again separately RL and RC circuit. Here we are going to see it for combination of these three. So see here we have taken a resistance, inductance and capacitance where the voltages are VR, VL and VZ, and the current I is the current flowing through it, and the current is same throughout the circuit since it is series in nature. So this is applied voltage V equal to Vm sin omega t. So two conditions can exist if you draw the waveform, right? The either you'll have XL greater than XC, that is inductive reactance is more compared to XC, or the second case is say XL is less than XC. The third condition is that XL equal to XC, which is not the matter of fact in our concern, because XL and XC equal ആകുമ്പോൾ resonating condition so we are not discussing it right now. We are only dealing with either a higher value or a lesser value. The equal condition is something different. The circuit will behave in a completely different manner, resonant condition. So this is, see, do you remember this? This is equivalent to an RL circuit. Even if it is an RLC circuit, it looks like the waveforms looks like RL circuit. Why? Because inductive reactance is more compared to that of capacitive reactance. So this angle will be phi. So we have the supply voltage V equal to Vm sin omega t over here. So in this case, what will be our current I equal to capital Im into sine of omega t minus phi, I would say minus phi. So this is an RLC circuit with XL having a higher value. Again, if I take another RLC circuit with a capacitance value higher circuit, the voltage equation is the same as earlier, whereas the current will be, see, this leading current. This is a leading current. So current will be equal to, so this is the leading point, so this much angle will be phi, so higher value, equal to Im into sine of omega t plus phi. I should write omega t plus phi. That is more or less like capacitive in nature. So this is AC through RLC circuit. So we have two conditions we have to deal with. So if you take power also, we have two conditions. That is here, see, this is the first waveform, right, where your inductance XL value is higher. So this waveform is higher, this thing is higher means current is lagging in nature, and this waveform, our waveform looks like this, positive this. Then here the capacitance value will be more, so we can say the current is leading in nature. See, this red one is leading in nature, so this is the taking multiply instantaneous value of power and current and voltage, will get a power waveform. This green waveform will get. Clear? So it's exactly similar to RL and RC circuit. So even if it is an RLC circuit, the equivalent circuit will be looks like this. This is another important thing, that is the voltage phasor diagram and impedance triangle. So we have a series circuit, right? So let V be the applied voltage, VR be the voltage across resistance, VL be the voltage across inductance, VC be the voltage across capacitance, and the current I is the current through a series circuit. So as earlier, your current will be your reference. Why? Because the current is same through the circuit. So I have taken the current as my reference. Again, analyze it separately. So how will my VR be? My VR will be in phase to that of the current. So this is my VR. Now how will I draw VL? VL will be current lags the voltage by an angle 90 degree in a pure inductive circuit. So if you're taking current as reference, voltage will be leading. Voltage will be leading like this. So this is your VL. Again, if I'm taking a capacitive circuit, current is leading. So this is your current axis, I would say. So current is leading, voltage is VC is lagging. Here VL is leading, right? If I take current as reference, very important, if I take current as reference, the reverse is fact. VL is leading and VC is lagging, right? Now we know this is resultant voltage. How I get resultant voltage? This is see, I'll draw once again. This is I, this is VR. So with respect to I, the VL is like this. With respect to I, this VC is like this. Hmm? Now this is a bigger line. I would draw this VL is like this bigger line. Now if this is say 10, right? VL is say 10, just write 10 volt or something like that. VC, if I draw it to be 5 volt, if it I draw it to be no no I would write 2 volt. If I write to be 2 volt, this is negative, right? Minus 2, this is plus. So what will be the equivalent of these two phases will be positive, no? So this equivalent will be 10 minus 2, right? So that will be 8. That is VL minus VC will be along this direction. VL minus VC will be along this direction, or this is the VL minus VC. So this resultant is V. So VL minus VC, this is V, this is VR. Hope it is clear. Now this is the angle phi. So right now this is a circuit where XL is higher. I have assumed a circuit where XL is greater compared to that of XC. That is why the circuit looks like this. If I using a circuit with XC higher, I will get a different waveform, phasor diagram. So I could write V equal to I into Z, VR is equal to I into R, VL, how can I write VL? VL is I into XL. This is VC is I into XC. Right? So I have to take it outside. So XL minus XC I will write. So this is your impedance Z. This is your resistance R. This is your XL minus XC axis. So see, this resistance, impedance, XL minus XC. This is your angle phi, right? So how will you write overall impedance Z? See, if I am having a phasor like this, if I rotate it in the anti-clockwise direction to a 90-degree, I'll get J rotation, right? So I can write R minus XL minus XC into J, I have to write. So this is the overall impedance. Clear?